Dr. Sanjay Kwande, Managing Director, CCRT Laboratories.
World is moving very fast. So with that, I'll move on to a very good friend of mine, Dr. Kwande, Dr. Sanjay Kwande. Now, he has always been complaining that I wanted to do so much, but I don't have the funds. Funds are always a crisis for me. So I have been telling him that it's a time for you to partner with the industry, so the industry can work together with you. There is so much of product development that he is doing. Since you are in product development now, though he is primarily in a different zone altogether, primarily on product development and laboratory-oriented work. But all the same, I mean, there is so much that we can all contribute together. So Dr. Sanjay Kwande has been working on small projects, not huge in size, but significantly contributing to it. And today is very relevant for you, Sanjay, because our topic primarily today was focused primarily on one very important issue, which is looking for alternate materials.
Yes.
You know, Professor Basu, Professor H.S. Tripathi from CGCRI. I wanted all of you to come together on a platform and work towards development, because that's what Atmanirbhar Bharat is all about.
Absolutely.
To make ourselves self-independent, we need to work together. So with that, without further ado, I would like to request Sanjay, you to take over.
Yeah.
The floor is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, Neurology. It's very heartening to again, come back. I'll just share my screen. If you can help me on that.
Yeah, Ankit, if you can.
Yeah. It's, I think.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there. So I took a liberty to change the title to Road to Success, because I was 200% sure that every person in house is well aware of his SWOT, because you are in a business and business is moving ups and down. So you have to do SWOT to things, make things right for you. So that is what all about. So I thought I'll talk on Road to Success basically. And that is what I'm talking about. And the next slide, where I'm just going to, I'll just brief about CCRT Laboratories so that people can understand what CCRT is going to contribute in Atmanirbhar Bharat or the refractory industry altogether. We are there in this industry for last 15 years. I was part of ACC Refractory for a long time, and then I moved to start my own. We started with the testing of refractories. So we are a partners for refractory manufacturer. And there we are testing for finished products. So we are again partner with the refractory users. So we are the only people who knows what he wants and what he produces. So what are the quality parameters he is looking for from his production or the perspective, that angle, and what he has. And we are well known for our shutdown assistance in petrochemical plants and many other aspects. And in relation, over a period of time, we developed ourselves for refractory raw material beneficiations. So we are working on bauxite, we are working on many other materials where impurities can be reduced to a greater extent. Of course, we are doing in a very small way in the one corner of India. It's called Maharashtra, that to Thane, where not much of a refractory manufacturer are available. But we are very close to refractory for all these 15 years. And we are the partner with both manufacturers as well as users. So we thought, we use our expertise, we use our manpower, which is taken mostly from ACC Refractory that time. So we are a group of ACC Refractory scientists who are doing this particular assay. So we are doing refractory furnace, oven, reactor vessel inspections. And major now focus is not just failure analysis, but refractory waste, recycle, reuse, reallocate. So recently we done some work for Gujarat refinery for their expired products, how it can be used, recharged or used, so that the entire lot, container lot of material which might be remained unused for some time, and then it was nearing to expiry, and then it's a criminal loss then. So we help them to utilize this. So these kind of wonders can be done with understanding the requirement, understanding the material, and that is what is required. So you can cut down your imports. So that is how you can contribute to the people in a go. So instead of working on everything strength, weakness, I just want to focus on the opportunities. So replacement of China as a source, that is everybody's talked about, but how we will do that? That is a big question. Okay, as Paul sir has just said very clearly, it's your appetite you need. Why you want China? Why not the entire globe? And that is a possible. So that is what we have to look after. That why China and why not the entire globe? And then we what in other one of the speaker, I guess Samir ji or Pramod ji has talked about purchase strategy. So instead of China as a replacement, we have Europe, we have many other countries where these kind of materials are available. But then I would suggest it should be a we have to consolidate purchase strategy. If we buy as an individual, if we buy, see what is happening in cement. It's a price from some say few years back, it was not even 200 per bag. Now it is almost 400 plus. So if you can have this kind of unity, if we have this kind of consolidation among us for certain problems like this, it's a universal problem for all of us. Then why can't we come together and have this kind of strategy if we are looking apart from China? Then development of local supplier is a long time issue, and it is not getting momentum because maybe because of the problem with the local manufacturers, inadequacy to have that quality appetite, quality materials, quality, then and the way the business they are doing. The most of the refractory manufacturers in Madhya Pradesh or in Rajkot and that belt, they are not, I'm talking about very small manufacturers. They might be OEM for some of the good manufacturers, but then they're limited, their knowledge is limited, their appetite towards quality is limited, and that is where they might have potential to be a big partner for every other user, but they cannot because of the lack of quality, as a lack of quality, lack of growth strategy, investment from the capex point of view. And major other issue was which was discussed is morely of industry specific research center. Here I will give an example of diamond. Earlier diamond is nothing but a carbon, and it was mined some time back, but now it is produced in lab. Diamond is produced in lab. So once upon a time the mined diamond were having, today also having a huge value, huge valuation, but the same diamond, same quality, or rather better quality from natural diamond can be synthesized and produced. If we are looking for magnesium carbon bricks, why to depend on magnesite and the other sources and to then mix and make press the brick and do it? Why can't carbon dioxide from the air as a pollutant and the sea water can be combined to manufacture a magnesium carbon raw material, and things can be done? It is possible, but then that kind of out of the box thinking has to be done. That kind of, as everybody has said, you have to have that kind of research to be done, that kind of innovation has to come in, that kind of out of boxing, and then the investment has to happen in those levels, and to wait for those as Vishwanath said rightly, you have to wait patiently to things to come. As Tripathi sir also said, the things will not happen in a day, but it will change the scenario. It will change the scenario in a bigger extent. As we are focusing more on a waste utilization, we always give ideas on reuse of expired material, because that is one of the challenge. in most of the petrochemical and many other industries. It cannot be used then for certain applications. Then why cannot be studied and some other application somewhere other is industry, somewhere other, if it is not in, cannot be used in calciner, can it be used in cooler? These kind of things to be done so that we can have that reuse potential for the same material, or it's a grogs or anything can be segregated out and can be used in some other formulations. And we have to focus research on what? Basically, earlier research focus was to optimize my product cost to get me more orders. People were, we ourselves fought with each other, all the refractory manufacturers, how to get the total refractory management services under that, this much throughput I will give, and then you can pay me. Of course, somebody has also said about the payments. So if payments is an issue, then who will invest? So that is one part. But these are things, the research has happened on the product, but it is not happened from the raw material perspective or the long term. It has happened only from the short term perspective. How can I achieve lower cost to get the products sold with giving little better quality or more better quality at the lower price? Why can't we able to gain? If I am investing in R&D, coming out the much better product, why can't I get more better price? Why I have sold that product at lower price and bring more stress to the competition or the refractory per se? So that has happened. So now we have to work more on a raw material, work more on this, so that the lower end of refractory raw material can be consumed easily. Of course, quality parameters, process parameters, those will be there. But the beneficiation processes should not cost me more. That product will become again uneconomical. So a lot of research has to go, a lot of innovation has to happen. Out of thinking, box thinking should come out. And one of the speaker has mentioned logistical innovation. Mr. Gadkari is already planning for waterways. So cement has also, from bag, it has come to the bulkers. Can refractory people, it has to be sent in a ton lots or this thing. So can refractory be sold in a bulkers? Can refractory sold in those kind of packings or those kind of specialized corridor somebody has talked about? But then we can think of those kind of innovative logistical solutions, because it is consumed in a bigger way. I'm talking about the monoliths, because shapes cannot be, if there is a specific shape, then you cannot avoid that. But then at least monolithics can go into those bulk packs of maybe 1 ton or something, instead of bag of 25 kg or something. So if those possibilities are there, then the stability study has to be done. If that works out, then it can change to certain extent. But then these kind of thinkings or these kind of things has to think of. Then ease of capital constraint. Basically, capital, if business is profitable, then there is always a capex is always there. But business is not profitable, margins are less, payments are not coming in time, then the investment on capital goes on. Then you cannot have that kind of quality, that kind of product development. So it is a vicious cycle. Basically, it's a vicious cycle. So we have to get through, we have to those investment beyond that. Just like in electronic industry, every year or every 2 months, new model of mobile comes. This is already thought of, and one after the one it is released. Even though the first model has not established in a market, some other model comes, because we have to stay ahead. We have to be the market leader. We have to be there. Then in those cases, we cannot think of those capital constraint as things. So this is where we have to rethink the competition scenario. This is we have to, and that is another major issue, was a passionate and technical workforce. Somebody, madam might have talked about the people who are, they are going to IT, the ceramic engineers and this side. Yes, they will definitely go, because if you are paying them low, see, everybody wants good house, good life. And in my industry, refractory industry, if they don't get these kind of perks, these kind of salaries, this kind of remuneration, they will not stay. So this is something to be done. We all have to, refractory manufacturers and users have to come and think, because it's a long-term threat for all of us. because then that kind of expertise manpower, that kind of qualified technical manpower will not be available. And this industry is very technical industry. Once upon a time, oh, मैंने alumina check कर लिया, अभी सब कुछ बराबर है. This is not the time. Now that impurity of 1% or 0.5%, that makes the hell of a difference into the entire production cycle and the throughputs. So this is the things have changed from 99% purity to 1% impurity. So this is what is everybody has to think of, everybody has concentrate to, and that is why I'm coming about industry specific research center. Yes, we are a private player. We are doing some research. We worked on, Mr. Khedekar is there or not? We are working on red mud and how it can be used in some kind of manufacturing, not just refractory. Yeah, it is getting used in construction, I guess so. But yes, it is almost having almost 18 to 20% of alumina, I guess so, as a waste. So it's a thing we have to think what best products can be done, and we are thinking of a research project to go ahead on that, apart from what beneficiation work we are doing for bauxite and many other minerals. So we are open from our side to contribute. We are looking for steel waste also that can be used in construction industry in a different way to have a long strength, a very high strength highways, because we have used some slags in our recent research. We have developed a product which is taking care of potholes ridden roads, and this particular concrete sits within a half an hour, and the 40-50 tons truck can fly within half an hour on a concrete. Normally concrete takes 28 days to have the total design strength, but using these kind of waste from steel industry and other, we are making this kind of different kind of concrete grades, and that can be utilized to in a road industry. So we don't want all these materials to be just go as a filler or as a road banking something. It has to be come out as a product. It has to be come out as a product, and which will add value to the nation. If not in my refractory industry, then my refractory waste, can it be used in some other? My steel waste, can it be used in some other industry, and it will have its value. Its value, because material has to move from one place to the. That is why we said reallocate. If it is not now usable for my industry, how it can be. So if one specific private research center, we are mostly talked about policies and government. I think we have to come out of all this. We have to come out of all this. We have to come together. We have to set up one fund. We as a private research partner, we can come, and everything can be a professional thing, and we can work on timeline deadlines, and then we cannot depend on this thing. MIT or CGCRI, they can be a good knowledge bank for us, and then we together we can resolve these issues, I guess so. And whatever what we can think, we can look at as a globe, as a, but why we have to think of those economies, and then if you want to think of those economies, then we have to come together. That is what at this forum I would like to say, and that is what we are doing and what we can contribute to all of us. If we come together, we are available. We are looking for waste of aluminum industry. We are looking for waste of steel industry, and we are looking for waste of refractory industry, to help each other and give some better product to reuse in your own industries. So that is what we are. And thank you very much, Nirmalaji, for giving opportunity to talk and express, and the way we can contribute for Atmanirbhar Bharat and refractory industry as such, which is very close to my heart. For last 20 years I'm into it, and I'm just not just preaching about the quality, the BD, CCS, PLC, its impact on your production processes, all that. But we are a little beyond it, and we want people to come and understand, and we can contribute in there as a partner in our Atma Bharat Koshish. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.